Well, a very good evening, or otherwise time-appropriate greetings to you folks here on Speed Gaming 4. Welcome to the Link to the Past Super Metroid cross-game randomizer Monday night weekly race. We got a good one for you tonight, folks. Today, it is normal logic, but a random final boss requirement. So the GT, Ganon, and Super Metroid boss kill count may be different than the usual 774. I'm Captain MD. Our race is being tracked tonight by Mad Ewok Herd, and we're going to have some fun, folks. Now, the race should be getting started in just a minute. I think we're just waiting on a couple runners to get started. But yes, we do have random final boss requirements, and we will see how that comes into play. Maybe we just need 1 or 2 crystals for Ganon. Maybe we just need to kill 3 Super Metroid bosses. Maybe it's oops all dungeons anyway because there's progression in GT anyway. But we will cross that bridge when we get to it. It looks like everybody in the race time room is just about ready to go, which is fantastic. So we'll get started in just a moment. On screen today, we have Ikir and Nitorific showing their skills, both fantastic racers. So we will see what they perform for us today and what crazy shenanigans this seed will generate for us. We can blame Sahasrabot if this ends up being an absolute garbage seed, of course. That being said, for those not familiar with the Super Metroid Link to the Past combo randomizer, turns out Super Metroid and Link to the Past can both exist on the same ROM without completely breaking the SNES's memory. Conveniently, there are 4 locations between both games where our runners will be able to cross from A Link to the Past to Super Metroid. We'll be seeing the first of these pretty shortly, as in normal logic there is currently only one item in Super Metroid that can be reached. That would be Vanilla Morph Ball. So we'll see which of our runners decide to go there first, or if they decide to just zip straight to A Link to the Past and go through Sphere Zero, which is far more dense by comparison. Let the games begin. I see we've got a mild sprite swap there for Nitorific, sort of a GF Trooper slash Dark Samus coloring. Very nice. So Ikir is going to head straight to this first cross-game portal, which is right past. So it looks like Nitorific's going to A Link to the Past. Ikir is going to stay in Super Metroid. And just like that, Nitorific has popped out and is going to check the item on Lake Hylia Island. And it is a missile tank. Nothing of extreme note to start things off. In Link's house, we've got an additional pack of missiles, so at least we're not starved for missiles starting this game. I don't believe we've seen a map check yet, so we do not know what the crystals and pendants are, although, having said that, the Super Metroid boss kills can also now be on Link to the Past bosses. Energy Tank. In Vanilla Morph Ball, Ikir's going to go ahead and check one more item out of logic, which would be the Criteria Energy Tank. We got a great Tier 1 tree pull having 8 bombs. And even more missiles, so that's going to be a reset for Ikir. He will now be making his way to A Link to the Past. We're going to get the Uncle checks here. We've got in the chest another pack of missiles. And the Uncle himself gives us the single arrow of destiny. So far, we've gotten pretty much nothing but missiles and arrows here, folks. And there we go, finally something different. We got a heart piece in the Sanctuary. Ikir giving us a Sailor Moon sprite for A Link to the Past, very nice. But yeah, with the 10 bombs, courtesy of that Tier 1 tree pull, no need to burn some rupees on bombs for the Kakariko checks, South Shore, all that good stuff. And Nitorific is going to make the Lumberjack ledge play. And we'll see what's in there. Looks like the tier 2 tree pull. It's either 2 or 3, but it was hearts. Bush crab's giving us small magic. Nothing of extreme note there. And Lumberjack Ledge is a heart container. Nothing of importance there. No need to take out Aga 1 just for that. Ikears decided to go straight for Lumberjack Ledge, probably a little feeling a tad bit behind just for going for Vanilla Morph Ball and getting no luck. So they'll both be entering Kakariko at roughly the same time as a result. Inside the Lost Woods in the Mushroom Spot, we've got our first pack of Super Missiles for the night. We do need a bunch of those to take down Mother Brain if Charge Beam is late to the bandwagon. Ooh, we've got a Bamos Medallion in the Thieves' Hideout. Our first unique item of the night, and it's a medallion of all things. So that unfortunately is currently useless to us because we A, don't have a sword to use it on, and B, don't know the dungeon requirements for Misery Mire or Turtle Rock. But we're going to see Nidorific enter Kakariko first here. Looks like the other tree pull is single rupees, so tier 1 the only one to go for today. We've got the 5 checks here in Blind's Hideout. No issue courtesy of those 10 bombs. And we get 10 sticks, another heart piece, a blue rupee, and finally a sword. So now we can actually use that Bamos Medallion. That's our currently only heavy weapon. And a heart container. If anything, it makes Mini Moldorm Cave free. We may start seeing a Hyrule Castle play soon, because a sword is definitely helpful for getting past that without too much difficulty. You definitely don't want to do Bomb's Hyrule Castle if you can avoid it. We got another slew of checks coming up in the well. We've got a red rupee. We're a bit money-starved to start things off here. Another red rupee. Oh, and we've got our map check here. We've got a Metroid boss kill in Eastern, Pendant at Desert, their speed booster in the well, and a crystal, I believe it was a red crystal in Tower of Hera. So interesting diversity in this light world here. We've got one of everything, essentially. We also got our first pack of power bombs in the well as well, so once we have Morph Ball, we'll have an explosive available to us. Just enough money on Nidorific's end to buy the item off of the bottle vendor, and it was just a rebate. Thanks, game. It does seem like we're going to be staying in A Link to the Past for a bit, though, because Speed Booster by itself does not really help us out that much. It does put a couple checks in play, but not many more. We got a heart piece in the back of the tavern, and I don't think Chicken Hut had anything anything major. Where's the single arrow in vanilla? I do not know the answer to that question. I am ever so sorry about that, chat. We've got some missiles in the library, so this is a very, very slow SMZ3 start here. The only progression we found so far is a sword and a Bamos Medallion, which thankfully we can use in tandem. But that's about all we can. The only thing we can really use it for is offense. And again, Speed Booster doesn't open up a tremendous amount in Super Metroid. So yeah, this is a very slow SMZ3 start. Ooh, but there's an Ice Beam on the race game. A very nice beam indeed. I think with this, we're going to see both runners do the South Shore Oh, Niterific proving me a liar and going straight for Hyrule Castle here. Only the first check in Hyrule Castle in logic with this equipment. We either need a lamp or the key to be in the first chest to be for the rest of the area to be in logic. Chad confirming that Ice puts the ceiling E-tank near the Brinstar ceiling E-tank in logic. Criteria, excuse me. Not Brinstar. Brinstar's later. We have seen that already, though. Ike here decided to go straight for that at the start, and it was just missiles. And we get additional super missiles in Hyrule Castle, so it looks like Niterific is going to bust out of the castle basement here. And Ike here is going to go ahead and get these uncle checks out of the way. Again, not going to find a tremendous amount of good stuff here, but we'll see what Niterific decides to do. He's going to steal this key and go to Dark Cross by the looks of things. I believe this is a play in Back of Escape. Sailing E-Tank is Blue Brinstar. Okay, thank you, chat. You'll forgive me, it's been a hot minute since I've done SMZ3 here. And, okay, Ike here intentionally took some damage to check the tree pull. I don't think realized it was still the Tier 1. Actually, correction. The bombs were the Tier 2 tree pull. I keep forgetting. SMZ3 sets the tree pulls to the higher tiers immediately. So yeah, Niterific is in fact trying to get the item in Dark Cross here, which we thankfully will be able to see courtesy of the item lamp of convenience. That is a nice feature in SMZ3 now, and we see that it's a heart piece. It does seem like the real meat is going to be in South Shore. Either it's going to be a meaty South Shore, or it's going to teaspoon feed us progression one piece at a time. Excuse me. Ike here, on the other hand, is going to proceed deeper into Hyrule Castle and get the checks at Zelda's Cell. And as Chad points out, yeah, Hyrule Castle is particularly glove-locked at the moment. But we do get flippers in the boomerang chest. Those are quite useful at the moment. Those do unlock a significant number of checks in the Zora's Domain neighborhood. Unfortunately, because we are still very much money-starved, not able to buy the item right now. We're going to get a look at the back of Escape. 3 items available for us here. And we've already seen the key, so I think one of these has to be the map. Bombs, missiles, and... oh, there's the key. Okay, so yeah, that does confirm Hyrule Castle is definitely glove-locked this time around. And both runners are going to take an intentional death warp here to return to the front of the castle. And Niterific's going to take the key and go get the items at Zelda's Cell, so is going to be rewarded with those flippers. While Ike here, in the meantime, is actually going to get stopped at Dark Cross here for lack of that other key. Which means we're probably going to see both runners busting out of Hyrule Castle at about the same time here. Chat pointing out, what is logic? A silly pile of suggestions. And then going into a Castlevania reference. But yes, indeed, to these runners especially, logic is pretty much just a suggestion, you know. Walls, not so much in this game, but logic, definitely a suggestion. Looks like the snakes were also dropping 4 bomb drops, so if we were starved on weaponry, we can also get that too. But yes, it does seem like the South Shore is our next stop here. So while we do have the flippers, we should note that again, that area of Hyrule Castle, that particular chest in Hyrule Castle is locked out until a glove is found. And I stand corrected. It's a red pendant tower of Hera with a blue crystal in Desert Palace. So I got my crystals mixed up. But it is a Super Metroid boss still in Eastern. Hey, there's a jackpot. We got Charge Beam in the dam. That's a big plus because that allows us to not have to worry about missile requirements for Mother Brain later. Having said that, Charged Ice would not exactly be the best armaments to take on Mother Brain with. We would like to see something like Plasma Beam. We've got a simultaneous Agena play as well. We see an empty bottle on the desert ledge. In SMZ3, all bottles are empty at the start, and I believe all fairy refills are green potions. And Agena's Cave finally gives us some money to play with, a little bit more, and maybe we can actually buy off the item on Zora on our first pass. But I'm sure runners, given the circumstances, very happy to see that cash injection. But we are finally going to see our mini Moldorm Cave play here, and courtesy of Bombos Medallion, this is pretty much a cakewalk. Alternatively, bombs do still work. Unfortunately, with our equipment, we can't exactly Houlihan because we do not have a glove to open up a grave to Houlihan that way, and since we have flippers, we can't just bounce in the water a few times. What do we have here in Mini Moldorm Cave? Hopefully another 3 hundo. That would be nice, but we get power bombs, a red rupee, a heart container, another red rupee, and an energy tank. What is this start? This is like one of the most barren starts I've ever seen. Is progression literally going to be behind that speed booster? Uh-oh, Ike here, Pullet lifting up a bush and getting chased by bees? Thankfully, 6 hearts does make the early game pretty relaxing. Not a whole lot left to do in A Link to the Past. We can go into Eastern, we can check Sahasrarla's closet, we can kind of out of logic until we find a glove, but we can see what Bridge Guy has for us. Ice Rod Cave having the screw attack, while Bridge Guy having the grapple beam. Given that we don't have much of a mobility upgrade, grapple wouldn't go amiss. Unfortunately, this is not Metroid Dread, so Screw Attack plus Grapple Beam is not an incredibly broken combo. But yeah, Screw Attack definitely a good weapon, good defense and offensive weapon for Super Metroid. I believe Screw Attack lets us check the item under Mother Brain as well. So, looks like Nitorific may have done an accidental fake flippers there to get out of Bridge Guy. Even though, although it's probably just the better spot to do it, so more so, it could still be used for speed more than anything. But yeah, both runners taking a high five. They're going to both get their grapple and screw attack here. And looks like that's where Nito's South Shore dive is going to end, but Ike here is going to go ahead and check Zora Despite the lack of cash, maybe hope for a little extra money on the way, but we're going to see Neaterific go to Eastern by the looks of it. There is a cash room in Eastern in front of the big key chest, which can be reached with this equipment. It does give us, let me see, 5 times 3 times 6, so it gives us 90 rupees, which is still going to put Neaterific about 21 rupees short. But we got a lamp locked by flippers. So yeah, that's a hard glove locked flippers today. We get another empty bottle in the back of Sahasra's closet, along with the Pegasus boots. There we go. So Pegasus boots by themselves doesn't unlock a whole lot, but it does give us, the bottle gives us Sick Kid. But Neaterific going to have a bit of a speed advantage for the next minute or so, because it looks like Ikir's heading in the same direction. The lamp, though, definitely a big plus for Eastern. Oh, does the Eastern Palace treasure room need the big key? I thought it was, like, under the vases. Those, like, giant vases in front of the big key chest. Alright, so Ikir's going to go ahead and get that bottle. We do know of a second one on Desert Ledge. And we're going to get our green pendant information as well. The green pendant is in Turtle Rock. And there's our glove in Eastern. So the flippers are in Logic, the lamp is in Logic. So yep, Link to the Past has opened up a small amount, and with the glove and the lamp, we have Death Mountain access. Although, having said that, very light Death Mountain access. Although, having said that, that gives us access into Upper Norfair. Granted, it only gives us one check in Upper Norfair without Morph Ball. We get our map in Eastern as well. So Armos Knight's not in Logic with this equipment, unfortunately. We need, there's a few things. You can take on Armos Knights with Fighter Sword, but you probably don't want to do that. Probably would be a better idea to have a bow. To answer your question, chat, lamp was found in Waterfall Cave. So the rest of Eastern Palace, except the boss, is in Logic. We're still looking for a bow for Logic purposes. But we can get pretty much all the other items here in Eastern. And Neaterific does not care about the lack of lamp, is just going to proceed through with an incredibly nice number of rupees. And just like that, Nito has made it to the vanilla big key chest. Or at least past the dark room. And the big key is vanilla today, so definitely needed that lamp. We're going to get the item in the big chest now. And this is the compass. So the remaining item is on Armos Knights. So it looks like we're going to see a Death Mountain play from Neaterific, which definitely makes sense. That's pretty much all we can do. Oh, no, I stand corrected. We're going to see the Bonk Rocks first, of course. Bonk Rocks gives us a heart piece. Not exactly what I was expecting, considering there's not a whole lot left to do in A Link to the Past. Neither runner going into the fairy pots up top near the big key door in order to get those extra rupees. Instead, Nidorific gonna go ahead and check Sick Kid and be rewarded with another heart piece. Well, it seems like one way or another, Death Mountain is probably our answer, but Ikir's going to go ahead and take that glove and check the back of Escape, which he was not able to do on the first pass. Are there not 18 blue rupees in that same room? Or am I just imagining things? I might be imagining things. We're going to see Nidorific do that Houlihan, though, we mentioned earlier, bombing into the grave there. Slightly offset from the actual entrance. And there we go. We got a nice big fat cash injection, and that's going to give Nidorific the money necessary to check Zora. This is going to work out in his favor because it's going to give him Lamp and actually one extra check over Ikir here. But Nito is a bit bomb-starved, so he's going to take those extra blue rupees and buy some bombs, just get all refilled. And yeah, we're going to see the Zora check now. And to answer a question, chat, Ikir did check Zora Ledge, but it only had power bombs. Unfortunately, he was short on rupees on his first pass. Nidorific, on the other hand, is not. We have also seen 2 packs of power bombs before this one, so I don't think runners are going to be too concerned about that, because 10 is pretty much enough to do your Brinstar checks safely without bombs. And Ikir will indeed be our first runner to go to Death Mountain. And for 500 rupees on the other hand, King Zora gives us a massive refund. What a ripoff. Not the biggest ripoff, but still a ripoff. Exactly, chat. Nidorific got zonked. Good show, that is. And the old man giving us 50 bucks. And what do we got on top of Spectacle Rock? Some bombs, and inside Spectacle Rock we have some super missiles. Yeah, it looks like we're going to be going down to... We're going to be limited to our sort of inconvenient checks here. So we have a few things we can do with Speed Booster in Brinstar, and a couple things we can do in Norfair. Looks like Ikir's just going to go ahead and peek the item behind Crocomire, and it is a heart container, excuse me. And what is the one item here in Upper Norfair? It is 10 sticks. And that's going to be a reset to the ship. Pretty efficient routing, all things considering. Because yeah, when you cross into Super Metroid, you do automatically save the game, but it also sets your Super Metroid respawn point to the ship. We're gonna see looks like we're gonna see a gauntlet check. We can only check one item here with Screw Attack, but it's also a bit dangerous because if you happen to accidentally get into a crouch spot here like that, you will be unable to morph, and you're basically screwed. Not screwed as in Screw Attack, as in screwed as in you can't morph and have to reset. But yeah, Screw Attack does make this relatively painless as far as getting through fast is concerned. That acid does deal a lot of damage, Suitless, though, so watch out. And yeah, Upper Gauntlet only has a Cane of Burna, which is nice to have, but it's not what we're looking for. Seems our progression might be at alpha power bombs at the rate we're going. Pretty sure that's... there's not a whole lot else we can check here, except Old Mother Brain. Which I think that's where Ikir's going. Alright, Nidourific got the snipe on the enemy, so the door opens. And yeah, this is a one block screw attack land, so you gotta kind of just deal with it. But it only gives us a heart container. Jeez Louise. Super Metroid, why you do this? Alright, so now we're going to get some Brintstar checks here from Nidourific. We're going to get to see Ikir check Terminator, which contains Morph Ball bombs. Okay, so we don't have to go ham with power bombs anymore. Having said that, we would really like a Morph Ball to be able to actually use those. We can also get the missiles before the missiles in the ocean on the way to Fantoon, as chat points out. I also totally blinked. Hold on a second. Ikir has shown us that you only need 2 Super Metroid bosses today to reach Mother Brain. One of which we already know is in Eastern Palace. Oh, and also, as chat points out, the missiles in the ocean are locked by a power bomb door. So, still looking for Morph Ball for that. Yeah, this is a very late Morph Ball seed by the looks of things. Alright, we're getting the checks of the Speed Booster Bridge here, and it looks like we've got a Nope Tank to start things off, followed by a Mushroom. I like where this is going. And Super Missiles on top of the bridge gives us the Magic Mirror. We have Tower of Hera access, folks. It's even full clearable. Chat saying there was an energy tank at Alpha Power Bombs. Thank you, folks. Well, back to Tower of Hera we go. Alright, we've got a check here in Big Pink, and it's more arrows. And power bombs over charge beams, so nothing of importance there. Yeah, it's looking like Tower of Hera is our next piece of progression here, folks. And Tower of Hera is, unfortunately, a pendant today. That is not something you want to see as your first clearable dungeon. We also do have that Mushroom Turn-In as well, both also found on Speed Boost, behind Speed Booster Bridge. Nidourific's also now going to discover that it is only 2 Super Metroid bosses to reach Mother Brain. Yeah, again, just to clarify for those who may just be coming in, we have random final boss requirements tonight, so the number of Super Metroid bosses, as well as the number of crystals required to enter Ganon's tower and defeat Ganon are randomized today. For GT and Ganon, it can be anywhere from 0 to 7. For Super Metroid, it can be anywhere from 0 to 4. Has anyone checked Gauntlet? Yes. Ikir checked Gauntlet, which was only a Cane of Burna. We can't go any further without Morph. But Neaterific going to be very happy to see what's back here. And it looks like Ikir's just going to go zipping straight to Death Mountain again. After turning in this mushroom. Neaterific electing to keep the Ice Beam turned off for now. Alright, for that mushroom, the witch has given us a red boomerang. Thanks, game. Thanks a lot. Folks, it is looking like our progression is in Tower of Hera today. And that was locked by Speed Booster, so... yeah, it's a bit wonky seeing Speed Booster lead to... Morphless Speed Booster leading to progression, but... it happens. And it's happening here tonight. Alright, Dark World checks. We've got a Super Metroid boss in Skull Woods, green pendant Turtle Rock, blue pendant Palace of Darkness, red crystals are Ice and Swamp. So we have our other Super Metroid boss that we know we need in Skull Woods, which means that there are still two SM bosses and two crystals on Zebes. And they are both blue crystals in Zebes. Immediate Hera Big Key. Ikir electing not to go downstairs to the basement. First item is a small shield. So there's only one more item left in the area. Neaterific's probably going to start wrapping up here with Front of Gauntlet, or checking, Front of Gauntlet here, and then probably making the way to Death Mountain Tower of Hera as well. We also haven't had the small key yet, so we can't check Hera Basement until... oh, now we can check Hera Basement. But we have Lamb, so this dungeon is full clearable. Big chest itself contains the Book of Medora. And Ikir debating getting the pendant, but decides not to. Which means we can very conveniently read the Ether Tablet. Ikir, I think, was initially going to do a save and quit, but realized that a tablet check is in order here. Looks like specifically, by the way, the Fantoon boss kill was on Eastern. There's some kind of flying bomb on the Ether Tablet, which would mean that it's missiles. So yeah, folks, just to clarify, we're approaching the 40-minute mark. We don't have Morph Ball, we don't have Dark World access, and we can only now just dive into Desert. And with Glove and Lamp, we can in fact clear it, so that will be our first crystal of the evening. Again, only 2 items in play in Desert Palace, but we can also get the bottle that's on Desert Ledge, so we would have 2 bottles. Also, Pegasus Boots, just in case Desert's Boots locked. Now, Ikir hasn't picked up the 300 rupees off of Zora yet, so is grabbing an extra 40 over here as safety. We could have a Morph Ball on Pedestal, but that would require us to be getting a lot of Link to the Past items, considering that Turtle Rock is the 3rd pendant. But yeah, Blue Bridstar, despite what we did clear from it, had pretty much nothing but junk. Just a lot of ammo and a couple of heart containers, I think. Oh, careful, like here. Yeah, grabbing the safety heart there. Compass. So desert is in fact boots locked. Good thing we picked those up early. And big key on the torch. Well, guess right side of desert's gonna be late to the bandwagon. And yeah, it looks like Ikir's going to get the key out of the big chest and then immediately mirror to go check the items on the right side. And given how starved we are for progression, this is definitely a good idea. We've got 2 checks on the right side of desert. We'll see what they have. First check is a heart piece. And second chest is the hammer. That is definitely something you want to see. Unfortunately, by itself, it doesn't really do us any good. Except give us East Death Mountain access. So I take that back. It's actually very good. Looks like the Ridley boss kill is specifically in Skull Woods. I don't think the Ridley, and Chad, you can absolutely correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I don't think the specific boss kills matter per se. It just matters that it's a Metroid boss kill. But yeah, Hammer, definitely the big deal here. As with Hammer and Mirror, that does give us East Death Mountain access, so a lot more checks in A Link to the Past here. It doesn't matter which boss token. Thank you for confirming, chat. Like I said, haven't been around SMZ3 since they added the split boss rewards feature. So there is one more item in Desert, and it is on the boss. Did we get both items, or did we get the second item in Desert already? Oh, right, the heart piece. Never mind. I can count, I promise. Either way, we have Landmolus is a crystal, so we might as well get rid of them anyway. We still don't know what the crystal requirement is for GT or Ganon battle, and we're not going to be able to find out until we can get to the Dark World, which we still can't do because we either need a cape or a cape, a Master Sword, or a Moon Pearl. Nidorific also contemplating routing decisions following the pickup of that book. Hammer Landmolus, not exactly the best time in the universe. Hammer does deal Tempered Sword damage, but it's got the wonkiest of hitboxes. But yes, Ikir will be our first runner to draw first blood here tonight. And of all the things that can be first blood, it's going to be Landmolus, which was locked behind Tower of Hera, which was locked behind Mirror, locked by Speed Booster. So, with Ikir's hammer in tow, he will now go straight to East Death Mountain. There's a lot of checks here. We've got 7 in Paradox Cave. We've got 1 more in Spiral Cave. I don't think we can do Spike Cave with this equipment. No, we need Moon Pearl for one thing. Alright, what is on the floating island? A heart piece. So, Ike, you're interested in checking Spiral Cave first here. And this will allow him to make his way down to Paradox Cave. Spiral Cave gives us more missiles that we kinda don't really need anymore. Alright, Nidorific has now retrieved the hammer, is mirroring immediately to get back to the front of Desert a little more quickly. And let's see, Upper Paradox Cave has more power bombs and the Moon Pearl. We have Dark World access at the 44-minute mark. And we still have no Morph Ball. So at this point, folks, who knows where that Morph Ball could be hiding? Alright, we got our first reserve tank. And the Fire Rod, so... yeah, that's another Super Metroid boss we have under our belt, or under our radar. We can now go ahead and go to Skull Woods and clear the boss there. Well, folks, welcome to the A Link to the Past Randomizer. You'll be joining us in about an hour or so for the Super Metroid Randomizer, happening in a little bit. But yes, we have an advanced fire source now, so once we get Titan's Mitts, that's going to be Ice Palace access as well. But Fire Rod, definitely the rod you want to see at this point, especially given Turtle Rock is a pendant. That Red Igor deciding to get in the way a little bit here for Nidorific, and Ike here is going to be our first to the Dark World. Conveniently, with Mirror and Fire Rod, we will be able to see our ped check right after Skull Woods, if Ike here is amenable to that. But yeah, not a whole lot of items in Skull Woods here, only 2, so we'll see how this plays out. Whoops! Nice bumper. Alright, Ike, you're gonna check the upper chest here and finds missiles, so that's our first item. This chest is probably gonna be a small key. Nope, it's the big key. I stand corrected. I think this has to be a small key, though. This is not running on the same A Link to the Past randomizer logic where this can actually not be a key, not be a small key. Alright, we got one more chest over here, and it's another small key. So, 2 out of 3 keys, and we're going to see Ike here bomb jump to the chest as Nidorific goes ahead and picks up the Desert Ledge bottle. Ike here just setting up a more convenient mirror point after bomb jumping to the chest. That mini Moldorm could definitely be in a better spot right now. Just a compass in the big chest, so I guess we're going to the back of Skull Woods now. This seed has been incredibly linear. With Hammer, we can even full clear Thieves Town. Energy tank on Bumper Ledge. I guess Ike here just wanted to make a quick pit stop there to double check it. Definitely wanted that heart too, because yeah, we're still running on 6 hearts green mail, which early game that's fine. Mid to late game, not fine. With Glove Titan's Mitts and Boots, we can check both checks here in Graveyard Ledge and King's Tomb. So Ike here just going to make a quick pit stop to get these ironed out real quick. Because it does make sense to do this now, because you're probably not going to be back in this neighborhood ever again. With the Cane and Gauntlet puts Spike Cave into logic. Yes! Unfortunately, we don't have Dark Death Mountain access without Titan's Mitts. So we're still technically waiting for another glove. So, nothing of importance in King's Tomb, but Graveyard Ledge having more sticks. So yeah, folks, we're getting spoon-fed our progression one tiny little piece at a time. Neaterific, however, just received Dark World access. Yeah, interestingly, Ike here deciding not to go take out the Skull Woods to take out Mothula for the Super Metroid boss kill. Very curious as to the reasoning behind this. Especially considering we can't access any of the Super Metroid bosses at the moment. Chat thinks it's the low health scenario, which definitely makes sense. Ike here has picked up another heart container, so now he's running at 7. But it looks like he wants to check Village of Outcasts first. Neaterific, on the other hand, is going to do checks in the Swamp Palace neighborhood, and Swamp Palace is actually quite doable up to Left Side Swamp with this equipment. We have Glove, Flippers, and Hammer, so we can do stuff in Swamp for sure. Ike here is now going to step into Thieves Town, and we're going to get a Hide Cave check, which looks to be just various amounts of money, the Spring Ball, and an energy tank. Spring Ball is nice, but it's, again, not what you're looking for at this point. And Suitless Meridia is not a thing in this logic, so not the biggest find in the universe. By the way, we have pretty much all of the Morph Ball related items, no Morph Ball. Still not a whole lot going on here in Thieves Town either. We are going to get our Ganon kill count requirement now, as there is a sign up here in the pyramid. Heart container on Pyramid Ledge. We need 0 crystals to defeat Ganon. Well, well, well now, folks. That would explain why we haven't found any Super Metroid progression. We are now currently basically looking for a Master Sword and a Morph Ball. That's it. We could also use a bow for Armos Knights, but it is not fast Ganon. Oh, that's true. We might need, we still need GT. I almost forgot about GT. It doesn't necessarily mean that GT is already open. The crystal count can still be random there. So if it's 7 crystal GT, then forget whatever I said about the 0 crystal. If it's 7 crystal GT, then forget whatever I said about Ganon being practically free. So yeah, it's going to come down to what the GT crystal count is, but yeah, folks, we might be looking at a faster than average SMZ3 seed here, but it's entirely dependent on how GT plays out. Also, we could really use Titansmith so we can actually check that. Catfish giving us some super missiles. I still haven't noticed anything of significance in Thieves Town. But Ike here is going to go ahead and probably full clear the dungeon for the crystal. Look at that, folks. We got French vanilla Titansmiths. And I think Ike here might have counted all 4 items already. No small key, so it's locked in the big chest. So no need to go for that. Whoops, incoming. No hearts? No problem, Ike here says. Certainly a very gutsy play here. So far is sticking to the script quite well. Flawless blind fight. Well done, Ike here. Nitorific pretty much following suit here for the moment and clearing out Skull Woods. But yeah, after Ike here clears out the checks down south here, we might see an early check for the GT crystal count. But it looks like Ike here wants dig game first. "12 digs for 10 sticks. A fan of the dig count, not a fan of the stick reward. But we're going to see the Smith chain from Ike here first. Yeah, without Flute, it's kind of annoying to get back to this neck of the woods, so I believe Ike here just wants to clear the place out, get as many checks done on the first pass. I'm certain he'll welcome that heart piece, given the health issues that he's aiming to avoid with Skull Woods. A shirt would be nice. So would some suits, for that matter. Nito taking an intentional death here to reset, get a health refill. There's our Master Sword, practically vanilla. Well, a vanilla sword upgrade, I guess. So yeah, the Smiths were swordsmiths today. Alright, and Ike here's going to go ahead and take that purple chest. We'll see if we get to see the Phantom, what I like to call the Phantom chest glitch. Alright, Nito is going straight for Mothula here, so does want that Super Metroid kill on the board. Just some money in K45. Gonna get a quick stumpy check here from Ike here. And it's more missiles. Meteorific trying to preserve magic here and using the lamp. The lamp and the Bombos medallion. Nice hitbox on the vines there, by the way. And yep, Ike here performing Phantom Chest Glitch, and lo and behold, pop comes the item. It was a hard piece. So, not exactly a full salvo of Fire Rod shots for Mothula for Nidoриfic, but 7 will still do. We're also going to get a check of the Bombos tablet, courtesy of Ikir's Book and Master Sword. And it's garbage. And yeah, at this point, Nidorific's going to pull out the Fire Rod. I'm pretty sure he got a couple Hammer Strikes in. Ooh, that's bad, getting sandwiched by the spikes, but did have 2 bottles of blue goo from the Witch on reserve, and that's all he needs to take down Mothula. And with that, Nidorific takes the first Metroid boss kill of the night. We are going to see a pedestal check here, though, so get your hype in chat, folks. And pedestal today reads, a really big flying bomb. It is super missiles on pedestal today. Well, that's unfortunate. I think Nidorific wants the last item in Skull Woods, because I think... oh no, he's just trying to get to Village of Outcasts, never mind. Doesn't want to save and quit and go all the way back around. So Ike here's going to get the very interesting news here that it is a 0 crystal requirement for defeating Ganon. And actually, on that note, is probably going to check the heart container here and then immediately yeet straight to Dark Death Mountain. Possibly making a stop at Skull Woods? Nope, not making a stop at Skull Woods. This is going to be a play to, I believe this is Catfish for Ike here. Moblin's out of the way. So we're kind of seeing another case of one person checking the other's checks and vice versa. And Ike here's also going to pick up those blue potions that certainly will make fighting Mothula a little bit easier, as they did for Nidorific. And on Nidorific's side, we're going to see him go to Thieves Town next. Pretty much nothing else he can do. Having Ice Beam at this point throughout the whole game is actually a big sigh of relief, because that'll make Torian 9 times easier. But Ike here is about to go ahead and get ripped off by King Zora here before too long goes by. Check's probably been gnawing on his mind ever since the first pass. And indeed, Ike here is going straight for Dark Death Mountain. Deciding to put off Mothula for now. Ooh, nice 100 rupee refund from Treasure Chest Game for Neaterific. Not that money's really much of an issue beyond this point, save for the blue potions, which, to be fair, would not go amiss considering we're still currently running 8 hearts green mail past the 1 hour mark. And this is for a mostly Link to the Past centered seed. Nice dead rock. We're going to see the Turtle Rock entry requirements here. Now, unfortunately, we have no cane, so we really can't do anything besides look at the front, stare at the foyer from the front door. And of interest, Turtle Rock needs the Bombos medallion, so Ikir's going to open this up for later, just so that it is open. But, cane would make Turtle Rock mighty suspicious. Now, granted, an Ice Rod would be nice too, but we can do a lot in Turtle Rock without an Ice Rod. We are going to, however, get a check of... Looks like Ikir's going to hold off on Hookshot Cave for the moment and just get Super Bunny out of the way first. And Super Bunny has more missiles that we still really don't need, and even more missiles that we definitely don't need anymore. We do have one check here available to us in Hookshot Cave, and that's this one right here. Pegasus Boots do give us access to it, but it's only 10 sticks. Ikir getting a little close to contact with those Lionels. GT is available to us with 2 crystals. Folks, we're literally just looking for Morph Ball and a, we're looking for Morph Ball, a Hookshot wouldn't go amiss, and a bow to beat the Metroid boss for Armos Knights. We might be looking at a... Can you have a trolley jet seed? Is that a thing? Hookshot and GT. Thanks, game. Thanks a lot. BTW, guess between 3 and 21 where you think that GT big key is. Yep, I think that's, I think we can classify this as a trollish jet seed, folks. Because here's the unfortunate thing about all of this. Morph Ball can be virtually anywhere in A Link to the Past. It can be anywhere in A Link to the Past. Except Pedestal, obviously, because we've already ruled that out. Yet, folks, this is a weird scenario where we could have a Morph Ball Go mode. I can safely say in all my years of commentating SMZ3, I've never seen this before. So what's our count after that? Hope Room Torch, +4, +1, so that's 8. What else do we need for Go mode besides Morph? Technically Bow, so we can take out Armos Knights for the second Super Metroid boss. That's really it, though. Alright, number 9 is a small key. We're gonna see 10 through 13 in the Rando room. We might see Ikir check the GT big chest. We could have a morph ball in the GT big chest for once. Alright, heart piece. Wow, nothing in Rando room. We also need Bo for the GT mimics. That's another thing Chad points out. Unless we see a mimic clip used here, but I'm not familiar with our runners as far as their skills with that, so I will reserve any predictions on that regard. But yeah, still no sign of that. Still no sign of that GT big key yet. We are now sitting pretty at 10 hearts thanks to the heart pieces and heart container we have found here in GT. And a compass. Ikir's going for Ice Armos with this equipment. Good luck! This is gonna take a while, folks. I'm pretty sure you need 12 Master Sword swings per Armos Knight here. Nito, in fact, did take out Blind as Retrieve Titan's mitts. And yeah, so Nito has the 2 crystals necessary for GT. Folks, Ikir's gonna be here for a few minutes. I think it might actually be 24 Master Sword impacts. There goes one of them. Yeah, reminder to the audience, Can of Burner also would have been really nice here, but it's unfortunately in the top of Gauntlet. So not exactly in the most pleasant spot in the universe. Having said that, Ikir is hanging in there with 5.5 hearts still remaining and a blue potion on reserve. One more to go. Unfortunately, this Armos Knight's fully healed. Oh no, Nidorific contacted the critter in Spectacle Rock. I think Master Sword is the same as Fighter Sword, so 24 hits per Armos Knight, unfortunately. Alright, first chest, Red Rupee. Second chest, E. Third chest, the GT Big Key. 17 is your number, folks. Which means that, Arlather, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, is our guessing game winner. But we're gonna see that GT Big Key, which is the Ice Rod. Ew, 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 ew. That is disgusting, because now we only need a cane to put green pendant in Logic. And unfortunately, that's where the dive ends for GT, because we can't access the right side without a cane. Folks, strap yourselves in. This seed is not over yet. The requirements may have been easy, but the items are not. Unfortunately, Ikir's going to have to burn this blue goo here because is a little short on HP. I do think this is fine, though, with the bottle. It looks like Ikir wasn't in... Ikir already also read Ether Tablet to answer a question, chat, and it was nothing. It was missiles. We found Book in Tower of Hera, so both runners checked Ether Tablet on their next pass out of Hera. Unfortunately, what Ikir did not do is check the rest of Hookshot Cave. Which admittedly might be a pretty easy brain fart considering Hookshot was, in GT. Oh, check. Telling me that Fighter Sword is better than Master Sword against Armos Knights. Today I learned. Nidorific is going towards Floating Island. I don't recall this being anything significant. Oh, no, wait. Nidorific is coming back out of Floating Island. Probably just wants the hard piece before checking GT. And yeah, this is weird. This is a weird seed. Oh! Nito did not defeat Blind. Okay. Must have bailed out after Titan's Mitts. Nito cannot go into GT yet, and is visibly frustrated. Oh dear. And there's the other shield in Skull Woods, so yep, that's gonna be, So Ikir is gonna go ahead and check, Ikir is gonna go ahead and get the remaining items in Skull Woods and defeat Mothula. And have, his first Super Metroid boss on the records. Yeah, sorry, Maddie Walkert. I sent you the wrong way on that one, too. My bad. But yeah, Nito's gonna go ahead and defeat Blind and then immediately go back to GT and then get the hook shot in Hope Room and then have some extreme question marks going through that sprite. We have seen a handful of energy tanks at this point, especially after GT. I think we're sitting at 6 or 7. Unfortunately, Ikir is out of ammo. And has taken a hit, so sword beams are no longer possible. Nevertheless, has a relatively smooth Mothula fight. Oh yeah, Super Metroid kills are really quick in the completion menu. I'm just now noticing this. Less animation and jingle time. Unfortunately, Nidorific has to go all the way back to the cell to go grab Blind. Yeah, 5 energy tanks should be enough for Mother Brain. At minimum, you need 3. Although that might be 3 plus Varia Suit. Even still, 5 should definitely be enough. Looks like Ikir's interested in checking Swamp with Hookshot in tow, is interested in checking Swamp Palace for items. It is 6 suitless. Okay, thank you, chat. Logically, both suits do have to show up, I think, for Super Metroid, since we are playing on normal difficulty. Nope. Nidorific got a little off script, but managed to stop Blind before she escaped. That being said, that is Nidorific's second crystal for real this time. And he's now going to start bulldozing his way through GT in frustration, no doubt. First check in Swamp Palace is the Wave Beam. Not the best beam in the universe we could get here in this scenario, since this is not Metroid Dread. Ice Wave is okay, but we would like to see Spazer or Plasma before proceeding here. Wave is a good power bonus, though, for Charge. Charge Ice Wave does add a little extra firepower to that. Plasma, again, is the big backbreaker on that front, but Wave Ice Charge will do us pretty fine. Alright, I don't believe we've seen the big key yet, so let's see what Ike decides to do here. Next chest in Swamp is the Flute. That gives us access to Misery Mire, which is a crystal. Unfortunately, we do not have a big key, so we can't open that big chest yet. Yeah, like I said earlier, folks, we're going to be sticking in A Link to the Past for a long time. It's a safe bet that Super Metroid effectively got practically deleted from this seed. Because what did we find in... We found some stuff in Green Brinstar. On Speed Booster Bridge, we found Mirror and... Mushroom, which didn't lead to anything. Unfortunately, I think that's pretty much all we found in Super Metroid. Everything else has been in A Link to the Past. Alright, we got our left side swamp checks from Ike here, which reveals a third bottle, which is not going to go amiss considering the lack of defensive utilities, and the Swamp Palace big key. So, vanilla big key, we're going to get to check the item in the big chest, and it's the compass. So, everything's in the back of Swamp. And to clarify with Chad, suitless lower Norfair is completely ruled out. No heated rooms are expected in this difficulty. We're going to see Ike here attempt another diver down here. We saw this earlier to access left side swamp without picking up the chest. Without Kane, you got to do this with bombs, which gives a map and an energy tank. But yeah, that trick, the diver down glitch, very effective at making Swamp Palace much more convenient. We get some super missiles in the waterfall chest. We've got one more item left, and it is, or one more check left, and it is an item on the boss. And this will give Ike here his pointless third crystal. Because, yeah, folks, we don't... 2 crystals are the bare minimum requirements today for just about anything. Just unfortunate, we're kind of still missing a lot of critical items. This is one of our... Chat brings up a good point. With Hookshot in tow, Pyramid Fairy is in play because Ice Palace is our second red crystal. So yeah, this is actually not a pointless crystal, so I take that statement back. And quite a nice fight there from Ike here, courtesy of Ice Rod, gets 20 bucks and the red crystal. I think Ice is going to be Ike's next stop, though, because, yeah, Titans, Flippers, Hookshot, Fire Rod, and or Bombos Medallion, yeah, Ice is full clearable. We can't Ice Break, though, without Cane of Samaria, which would be really nice, but oh well. Looks like we're just going to have to do this the hard way. I'm trying to remember where Ice Rod was. It was in some place really funny. Was it in GT? Right, the GT big chest. Yeah, unfortunately, Nito is doing this fight the slightly less hard way because the boomerang is also an effective method here against Armos Knights. I think it does the same damage as Fighter Sword, so 12... Is it 12 hits? Nope, it's still 24. Unfortunately, Misery Mire is out of play as we currently need the Quake Medallion for that one. Nothing of note in... checks notes. Mire Shed. I almost forgot the name of the Link to the Past rooms for a minute there. When you have a seed like this, you tend to forget room names. There's a shovel. A shovel in, There's a shovel behind, Checkerboard Cave. That's the one. Well, guess we might as well check that shovel. And Shovel gives us a pack of missiles. Alright, so yeah, Ike here's just going to go ahead and fill up all of his potions with blue goo. Still a decent chunk of change on hand to get a couple more in the event of an emergency, but 10 hearts green mail should be mostly safe for the rest of the game. We could still do with a shirt, though. And credit to Nitorific for persistence here, just trudging through this Armos Knight fight. But yep, Ike here definitely doing the next sensible play here, going straight for Ice Palace, getting the second red crystal, which will allow us to check Pyramid Fairy, and Morph Ball could totally be on Pyramid Fairy, in which case I will break out laughing. Alright, first chest in ice is a small key. We don't have to worry too much about Ice Palace. Well, we don't really have to go too crazy about Ice Palace key logic, since I'm sure Ike here can do the bomb jump. We'll see if that last small key ends up being on Cold Stare anyway. Unfortunately, Nidorufic did have to burn one of those blue potions. Good hit with the double bomb there for Ikir. And yep, Nidorufic picking up the GT Big Key. And then is definitely going to make a quick U-turn, go grab the big chest, and then be given Ice Rod. And we'd like to welcome the folks joining us from Speed Gaming 5. Welcome aboard, folks. You are joining us in the middle of our Super Metroid Zelda 3 Combo Randomizer Monday Night Weekly Community Race. And, folks, we have a roller coaster ride in progress here. So we have random final boss requirements. And those random requirements today are 2 crystals for GT, 0 crystals for Ganon, and 2 Super Metroid bosses. We have 2 Super Metroid bosses in A Link to the Past conveniently on Skullwoods and Eastern Palace. Unfortunately, we don't have a bow, and we still can't finish Super Metroid because we don't have a Morph Ball at the 90-minute mark. But yeah, definitely keep your eyes glued to both screens here, because we got a lot going on here between Ikir and Nidorufic. We've got Ikir clearing out Ice Palace for a second red crystal, which will allow him to check Pyramid Fairy, and we've got Nidorufic attempting to Mimic Clip to get through GT without the bow. This is definitely going to be real interesting to see how this plays out. Ooh, that Mimic went out. What Nidorufic is essentially trying to do is get the Mimics to get clipped into the block here, and then push them off screen. Because basically, according to the game, if you can't see them, they're not there. So, once that is done, the Mimics will be off screen, and therefore the door will open. Because, yeah, I think Nidorufic also had to double dip the area because he didn't kill blind on his first pass, just grabbed Titan's Mitts and then bailed out, and there goes the Mimic. Unfortunately, we kind of have to do this again. And we'd also like to point out for the folks at home that the hookshot was in GT. In Hope Room. So suffice it to say, this has been a very, very wonky seed. And there's the Ice Palace Big Key. And the Mimics just go off screen because their planet needs them. And yep, Nidorufic is going to go ahead and do the climb. Also, hi Mimics, nice to see you. And Ikir's going to go and fight Cold Stare. So no essential items found in Ice Palace. Unfortunately, the Cold Stare blobs got away, so this is going to be a bit of a mess now. And yep, Ikir's just going to go ahead and burn one of those blue goos. I believe he's got 2 left. We haven't found half magic, which would also make this a lot easier. But it does not matter. Ikir takes out the boss and is rewarded with a Tempered Sword. Definitely not a bad pickup. Also, Ice Palace wasn't Cane of Samaria locked, conveniently. But yep, Ikir is now going to take that second red crystal and go check Pyramid Fairy. Ikir has definitely made this routing work out pretty well with the limited equipment we've had to this point. Definitely the extreme number of bottles we've had have made life a lot easier for sure. Because again, before Ikir did this, cleared out Thieves Town, he was only running rocking 6 hearts, 1 bottle, and green mail. Does IP require hookshot? Yes, logically, I think. Under all circumstances. No, because there was a small key in the big chest. Never mind. Ice Palace is not my strongest suit when it comes to key logic. Alright, Ikir going ahead and taking that bomb, using hookshot to keep the bomb in tow with Pegasus boots. Nicely done. So yep, this is going to give us our Pyramid Fairy checks. Now, do we have any progression in here whatsoever? Heart piece and a bomb capacity upgrade. What's the most out-of-the-way place Morph could be in logic at this point? If we find the Cane of Samaria, it could be on the green pendant. And to clarify with chat, nobody checked the rest of Hookshot Cave either. So that's probably next on Nidorific's to-do. Well, Nidorific's actually going to be forced out of Dark Death Mountain anyway. Looks like Ikir's going to go ahead and get the blue pendant out of Pod here, or maybe just check Pod itself. It is the densest dungeon right now with 5 items. Up here we've got another GT small key. Only one more item we can get here in this tower climb, and that is Moldorm's final possessions. Yeah, we have 4 checks in GT on the right side we can't get because we are lacking a cane. First item in Pod is a key, which means Pod is not bow locked. Which is very good information considering Bo is very late to the bandwagon today. And it's a hard container for Moldorm's last possessions. Morph Ball and Tile Room would be the greatest of trolls right now. I like the way you think, chat. Here's another key for Pod. That means right side might have more items than not. Oof, bad first pattern there. No hits from Nito. Got a 2 afterwards. This chest in Pod gives us a 3rd small key. Yep, there's definitely an item or 2 on the right side. There's our first item in Pod, and it's some missiles. Can SM progression be in GT? Absolutely. In these settings, they certainly can. And that's it for Aga 2 for Nito. Bit of a rough fight there, but still has 8 hearts. Now, having said that, that does nothing against a Ganon Hug with green mail, but we'll see if Nito decides to go for it with no bow upgrade. This is going to be a tough fight. Master Sword Silverless ain't exactly pretty, especially without half magic. Seeing the Dark Basement in Pod, which has a hard container and the big key. Nito is deciding to bust out of the Dark World, so will not go to fight Not go to fight Ganon right away. Is getting a health refill. Another small key here in Pod, so we might have 2 items on the right side. Still nothing in Palace of Darkness. Folks, we could be in just a ginormous goose chase for this Morph Ball. The big chest only has an arrow capacity upgrade, and without bow, we cannot fight Helmasaur King. We might be seeing Ike here go back for Hookshot Cave now, though. I'm trying to think what else is left at this point, because we can't go to Mire without Quake. We've done all the fetch quests. I think Hookshot Cave actually has progression here. I think this is our last possible check. We're going to be last locationing progression in Hookshot Cave with no Morph Ball and no bow. Was Tower of Hera check? Yes. Hera had Book, which led us to Desert, which was our first Link to the Past crystal. Eastern was dipped. Eastern had something of note. Alright, Nidorific clearing out Swamp. Probably has the same idea that Ikir does about checking the red crystals and then Pyramid Fairy. Unfortunately, that's right, Eastern had one of the gloves. The other was in French Vanilla in Thieves Town. The other check's in Hookshot Cave. 50 bucks. Cane of Somaria. And the Gravity Suit. Folks, strap yourselves in. We may have a pendant Turtle Rock here. So, this... There's only 2 places now where progression can be, and it's either here in Turtle Rock or right side GT. Which, if it's right side GT, then GT is a forced double dip for Hookshot to go get Kane and then go back for whatever else was missing. If you thought random dungeon requirements means potential jet seeds, think again. Key and a super missile pack in the Crystal Roller Room in Turtle Rock. Can something be on Vidi? Yes. Unfortunately, the only thing we're missing to do that is a Quake Medallion, which could be here in Turtle Rock, which, if it is, then we might as well strap a few extra motors on this roller coaster. So yeah, unfortunately, Gravity Suit by itself at this stage of the game does nothing. That had to be a small key. Which means we're probably going to see a quick detour to the vanilla big key chest. I am so glad I chose to call this race tonight because this seed is glorious. And we are getting that vanilla big key chest, which is a vanilla big key. That's convenient. I would like to point out, since Mirror and Mushroom, we have not set foot in Super Metroid since, like, the 30-minute mark. Like, over the 30-minute mark. We're gonna get a quick mirror here to check Mimic Cave. GT Big Key was one of the back two chests on Ice Armos. The left one. Left rear chest. Mimic Cave has a heart piece. We still can't do anything with that. The Mimic Cave items are considered part of TR. No. Other way around. They're part of Overworld. Sorry. I was meaning to say they are not part of TR. It was a bad time to get my words jumbled. There's the last Turtle Rock small key. I think that's the last one. Oh no, wait, there's possibly one more left. I forgot about this door. There's the map, so yeah, Laser Bridge is gonna have a lot of stuff here. Alright, Laser Bridge, what have you got for us? Can we have the legendary Morph Ball on Laser Bridge today? Not yet. Varia Suit on Laser Bridge. Whoops, that was a bonk. And there's the compass, so this has to be a key. Folks, we have found Varia and Gravity Suit, Speed Booster, all of the Morph Ball upgrades, Charge Ice and Wave, but still no Morph Ball. We can now have Morph Ball at the Golden Torizo fight, though, at Vanilla Screw Attack, as a result of that Varia Suit. Which, if that is where Morph Ball actually is... Alright, so Tempered Sword thankfully doesn't make this Trinex fight too bad with 9 hearts. Yeah, there's a few places Morph can be now in Super Metroid, but they're still not great given the circumstances. This has to be an item. And it's the Morph Ball on Trinex! GT Big Key required for the Ice Rod. If Ikir is willing to put up with Armos Knights again, we should be in go mode here. Not exactly Green Pendant Morph Ball, but it came very close. Now, we still do need a... Oh, right, we do still need a bow for Armos Knights, which could totally just be chilling in the right side of GT here. And since we have Morph Ball, we can also just totally forget about Armos Knights and go fight a Super Metroid boss. Now the question is, which of the two Super Metroid bosses has the token? Because two of them have blue crystals. Oh, to clarify with chat, the boss kills are essentially, the boss kill rewards are essentially randomized, and Tile Room is blue rupees. So, normally when you kill a Super Metroid boss, you get that boss's token, which you can then essentially turn in at the entrance to Torian. But those are now randomized amongst the bosses in A Link to the Past as well. Two of them are in Hyrule, on Eastern and Skull Woods. The other two are in Zebes, but we don't know which two bosses. And at this point, we do only need one of them. Because the requirement to get into Turian is only two bosses. Right side GT, Heart Piece, Missiles, and Bombs. So GT, right side had garbage. And yeah, without Bo, Ikir is not willing to climb GT, so yeah, we're not done yet, folks. It looks like Ikir is going to go for Armos, turning the green pendant. Not go for Armos, turning the green pendant. I'm getting too excited here, chat. But yeah, with our current equipment, now that we have Morph Ball most importantly, and both suits, all four Super Metroid bosses are in play, thankfully. So now it's just a matter of time for finding the right one. And it looks like with a save and quit, Ikir has done a hard reset, which will start you back on the ship if you saved in A Link to the Past. Well, folks, after about almost 2 hours now, welcome to the Super Metroid Randomizer, where we're finally going to get things kicking off here. We literally have all of the equipment necessary. And what have we gotten in Criteria Power Bombs? We have an energy tank. Alright, Ikir not interested in checking the other two items in Gauntlet. Is gonna make the detour for Bomb Terizo. Nope. Nothing of importance there. No optional boss fight today. Ikir is going to go ahead into Terminator, probably clear out the rest of Brinstar here, check Waterway, early supers. We're going to see top of Gauntlet via the bottom route here, so at least we're going to get a peek at what's back up there. If we're lucky, it'll be a bow. If we're even luckier, it'll be both bows. Actually, I don't know if we have progressive bows in SMZ3 now. Nope, nope tank and a bug net. It has also just come to my attention for something. Uh, and chat, help me out with this. Okay, there are no progressive bows. Is bow logically required for ice armos? Because if it is, then if it is required, which it okay. So the bow can't be behind Ice Rod, which means the bow has to be at Golden Terrizzo. It has to be behind Varia or Gravity Suit. It has to be behind, yeah. So Ikira is actually not going to find anything. Oh wait, no, Ice Armos is in logic with a boomerang, hilariously. Sorry, I totally misread that. My bad. There's half magic above Edicoons. Boy, where was that when we needed it an hour ago? So never mind, Bo can be behind Ice Rod. I was thinking we might have a logical conundrum on our hands, but thankfully we do not. There's our fourth bottle. Ikir was thinking about it, but decides against it. Still nothing of note here in Green Brinstar besides that half magic, so we're still kind of looking for stuff. Next stop would be Charge Beam. But it looks like we're going to see early supers first. Or vanilla, Spore Spawn supers, I should say. Oh, never mind. We're going to see Mission Impossible first, which is a heart piece. How far deep can this bow... This bow can now be anywhere. Because we have basically all of Super Metroid full clearable now. And it ain't on Charge Beam. So Nito now has Tempered Sword, and with this equipment, may just decide to go ahead and fight Ganon with this after opening Pyramid Fairy and discovering nothing there, because Tempered Sword Silverless is definitely a lot better. Tempered Sword Phase 1 and 2 especially is a lot faster. Which this will definitely be a good time save for Nito. Getting Ganon out of the way now. Alright. Ikir successfully pulling off the Spore Spawn skip, and is rewarded with one door transition later. More missiles. So yeah, armaments-wise, we're doing fairly solid. You know, 35 supers is pretty good, considering we have Charge Beam. Can we kill Ganon without bow? Yes. You need to time sword spins. Basically, when Ganon starts to move around the room, there's a very small window where you can get a hit in with a sword. In the final phase. We got an arrow capacity upgrade in behind Wave Gate. Yeah, it should be worth noting, we haven't even found, before we got to GT, we haven't even seen much in the way of capacity upgrades. But Ganon giving some good health advice to start our day with a balanced breakfast. And behind Morph Ball, we have bombs, and Ikir's now going to go ahead and check the rest of the Blue Brinstar, check Billy Mays. Which, yeah, this has been a pretty overdue area to check at this point. No, Seiryu X, the tracker is not acting up. We literally just finally got Morph Ball like 10 minutes ago. Believe it or not, we are now just finally able to truly play Super Metroid. Would you like to know how the Morph Ball was found? Ooh, we got a space jump at Billy Mays. We won't say no to that. So yeah, now we can definitely pretty much full clear Super Metroid. But yeah, we have a... Oh no, Nidorific did not get Torch Glitch. Does, I think, still have one more blue potion remaining, so... But yeah, you're seeing that Nito has just a very small window to get some sword spins as Ganon starts to cloak and move around the arena. So I believe with Tempered Sword, it is 12 spins. And yeah, at this point, Nito's decided enough is enough, breaking out the Fire Rod. And yes, the credits will not play until the second final boss is defeated, regardless of which game it is. So, Nito's going to defeat Ganon, and this will immediately pop him back out on Pyramid. Alright, Ikir's now going to check the Shaft Supers, which are more purple rupees that we don't need. And yep, as predicted, Nidorific is burning that last blue goo. Oh, curious about the Ganon GT requirements? Okay. But yeah, so to get to the point where we could find Morph Ball, which, by the way, Morph Ball was on Trinex. First off, get a single G in chat for Nidorific. And Ikir's turning around and going back to A Link to the Past. Probably to get to Norfair via one of the portals. Way faster to do that with Flute. Or just to go to Death Mountain. But yeah, folks, to clarify how this seed was expecting to play out, we opened up with a speed booster in Sphere 0 for Mirror and a glove in Sphere 0 Eastern. Mirror was in was on behind Speed Booster, on top of Speed Booster Bridge in Green Brinstar. Mirror let us access Tower of Hera, which gave us Book, so we can go into Desert. There's Spazer Beam in the high jump area, so we've got another beam upgrade. Hookshot was in GT. which needed 2 crystals to enter, which luckily Thieves Town and Desert provided those no problem. Boots were also in Sasra's closet, so they were free today. Hookshot was required to get to Hookshot was not only in GT, but the GT Big Key had Ice Rod in the big chest, which was needed to get Morph Ball on Trinex. Welcome to SMZ3, folks. Crumble Tower has bombs. Neaterific finding that Kane in and Gravity Suit in Hookshot Cave. And Neaterific will now full clear Turtle Rock and, well, hopefully full clear Turtle Rock and get that Morph Ball off of Trinex. Unfortunately, this jump is a little wonky without high jump. We're going to see what Ice Beam has. Is the gold 4 randomized? Yes, we only needed 2 boss tokens, and we found 2 in A Link to the Past. One is in Easter, the other is on Skull Woods. We have not seen any other Super Metroid boss kills, so we don't know which one of those have the remaining 2 tokens. Both runners currently only have 1 on the board, being the Skull Woods kill. And yeah, chat wrote down the logic chain. Oh, that's right. You can check the map and find out who has what token. So Ridley has a boss token. So we're probably going to see Ike here just zip down to Ridley at this point. Get that second boss kill. Unfortunately, folks, we are now hunting for Bo, and Bo can literally be anywhere right now. Except on Helmasaur King or behind Armos Knights. We're seeing a safety save from Ike here. This may be like a way to a quick reset if Norfair ends up being junk. Yes, the number is randomized. We only needed 2 today. Why does Neaterific need the bow? Because... Actually, Neaterific doesn't need the bow. Neaterific only needs the Morph Ball. So, Neaterific on an execution advantage actually has the chance to pull ahead of Ike here, depending on where this bow pops up. And we still haven't found it yet. What Neaterific is looking for right now is Morph Ball. And if he commits to this dungeon completely, he will get it. And yep, Ikir's just done a reset out of Bubble Mountain, so yeah, that save was meant to be a quick reset. Luckily, with Varia and Gravity Suit, Norfair is pretty much not a threat. Especially with 9 energy tanks, and enough power bombs to Crystal Flash twice. Bomb capacity upgrade in front of Speed Booster, and an X-ray scope on Speed Booster. Unfortunately, we are still missing Plasma, so no microwave strats. Alright, nothing new here with another set of power bombs. And more money that we don't need. So yeah, at this point, it pretty much just comes down to what happens first, because Ikir is essentially on a time limit here to try and take this race. He needs to find the bow before basically before Nidorific finishes up here. Before finishes up Turtle Rock, and unfortunately, it's just a matter of time. Also, I am not familiar with this route. Nito also has the GT and Ganon advantage as well, so this race might already be sealed for Nidorific. That is, of course, assuming he doesn't accidentally just skip Trinex. Goodness gracious, we have just been raided by the legendary Oats and Goats. Folks, welcome to the stream. You are joining us in the what we're about to actually start to reach the tail end here of what has been an incredibly hectic and enjoyable Super Metroid Link to the Past combo randomizer random boss requirements seed. So today our boss requirements were 2 Super Metroid tokens, 2 crystals for GT, 0 crystals for Ganon. But the story doesn't end there. The story has a hookshot in GT, which leads to a Cane of Samaria in Hookshot Cave, and Morph Ball on Trinex. BTW, the GT Big Key had Ice Rod, or the GT Big Chest had Ice Rod. Also, that Varia suit in Turtle Rock helps for getting Super Metroid done too. Has the random changed at all in the last couple years? Indeed it has. So the boss kills from the Super Metroid bosses can now have crystals and pendants. And vice versa, the Link to the Past bosses can have Super Metroid boss tokens. On top of that, we do have a Key Sanity feature, but it's not enabled for tonight. As far as tonight's seed is concerned, 2 of the Super Metroid bosses have Torian tokens. I'm just going to call them Torian tokens now. That rolls off the tongue better. The other 2 boss rewards are blue crystals. But yeah, folks, you're about to see on Nidorific's screen why this seed is probably going to go down in history as pretty legendary for a random requirement seed. And 3, 2, 1, Morph Ball on Trinex, folks. And with that, because Nidorific managed to mimic Clip and therefore skip the need for Bow, he is in Go mode. Just needs to get 1 more Super Metroid token and then fight Mother Brain. Has already killed Ganon. So yeah, Nidorific is in position to take this race. Well, nothing on Croc yet. Alright, we're gonna see what's on the bridge. Looks like Nidourific is interested in getting the wrecked ship boss first. I think saw that it must have been a Super Metroid token. Because you can see which token they have in the map, which is why Nido checked it earlier. So wrecked ship must have a boss token. A Torian token. And Croc was guarding the high jump boots. We are now basically fully kitted out in Super Metroid here. Except for Plasma Beam, that would be nice. Oh, never mind. I stand corrected. Phantoon is a blue crystal. So yeah, this is basically what it comes down to, folks. Which boss has the right token? We do know from Ikir's check earlier that Ridley has Kraid's boss token. So Ridley has a Torian token. We're probably going to see Brinstar next, and Nido's going to check if Kraid has a token. I could not see that. Oh, hang on. That, I think, is a boss token? Chat, help me out here on that one. Yeah, it was a boss token, okay. Dragons, okay. It must have been like an M or something. It looked like the blue crystal for a second. Thank you, chat. So yeah, we're gonna see Nido go defeat Kraid. Down the tower we go. Unfortunately, Ikir still has not found that bow. But at this point, we'll see what he decides to do here. It was a D, okay. It was a little tough to see at the restream resolution. Nido definitely had a good come from behind here to win this this race on restream, because Nido had to actually double dip Dark Death Mountain, because he didn't kill blind on his first pass through Thieves Town, just picked up Titan's Mitts and busted out. And yeah, Ikir's about to see that the Dragon boss token is behind Kraid, so yeah, that's exactly where he's going. Just gonna get the second boss token that way. Unfortunately, because Ikir, I guess, just isn't familiar with Mimic Clip, is not gonna be able to clear out GT without bow. And there is only one bow in this seed. They're not progressive like a Link to the Past randomizer, so yeah, this is gonna be pretty painful. I'm still very interested to know where this bow has been hiding this whole time. And Nidourific nailing that Kraid quick kill, receives the Dragon Boss Torian token, and that is going to be go mode for Nidourific. Bit of Simon Says here, actually, as Ikir's now taken down Kraid too. Ooh, not a long mouth open though, so Kraid's going to go ahead and dance with Ikir for a second here. Quick Ikir, flash shift into his mouth. Oh wait, we can't do that in this game. Nice butter sword on Kraid. So yeah, what Nidourific is going to do here is run to the upper Norfair portal here, switch over to a Link to the Past, which will reset the respawn point back to the ship way faster than way faster in this scenario than walking back to Torian. Yeah, fun fact, there's like, I'm not going to spoil it here, but there's like 2 different enhanced methods you can use to quick kill Kraid in Metroid Dread. Both developer intended, I should add. Alright, we're taking a look at Spazer here to see if there's anything of note in this neighborhood. Ike's still looking for that bow, unfortunately, and it's not here. Unfortunately, Nitorific not packing Spazer this time. Spazer was in High Jump. In the High Jump neighborhood, so... Yep, with 2 tokens in tow, Nitorific is ready to go. And thankfully with Ice being Torian is pretty much a joke. We're getting our Meridia checks now from Ike here to see if Bo might be hiding here. Which if it is, it's hiding behind a hookshot cave gravity suit. I missed what was in... what the second check was. Hold on a second, I've got a bit of a high delay playback here. It was a red rupee. Ooh, looks like Nitorific got grabbed. Torian may be a cakewalk, but Mother Brain is not the most ideal with this beam combo. We would really like Plasma Beam, but there's an Ether Medallion. Does the Torian token show up on the map? You have to... the Torian token, the token shows up on that area's map, yes. The number of tokens required is on the door leading up to the Guardian statue. Nice diagonal Shine Spark there from Ike here. Well, we have Wave Beam, so we'll see if Nitorific decides to try and set up based on that damage. And no, Nitorific is not setting up for Baby Skip. Never mind. Alright, so Ike here has set the safety save for the respawn points here in Aqueduct, which has finally, after 2.5 hours, a shirt and Plasma Beam. Where was that shirt when we needed it about 90 minutes ago? No, High Jump makes Baby Skip hard. Yeah, and High Jump was behind Crocomire, so... But yeah, Ike here, on the other hand, is fully loaded with a full Quispy Beam. And is going to go ahead and check the sand pits. Alright, right sand pit having a Quake Medallion. But at this point... yeah, Bo could totally be in Mire now. Nitorific nailing the Zebetite skip there. And where's Ikir going now? Looks like this is towards Watering Hole, which has the other shirt. So both shirts behind Gravity Suit. Thanks, game. Thanks a lot. And again, I would like to remind the audience, Gravity was in Hookshot Cave, in the upper chest, not the upper chest, but one of the upper chests, and the Hookshot was in GT. So I guess we just raided Dragon's wardrobe. But it looks like Ikir is going to reset that away. Last chest of Hookshot Cave. Thank you, chat. But yeah, the point being, it was behind Hookshot. And it looks like Nito's in position to finish up here. In the meantime, we've got the left side sandpit checks, which contains power bombs and money. We could totally have a bow at Shack tool. That would be the greatest. Given how just bonkers this seat has been, bow on Shack tool will be icing on the cake here. Looks like it's going to be a 3-shot bot wound, which isn't too bad. Super missiles over this sandpit. The baby. But hey, we get Hyper Beam. And that is one more final boss down for Nitorific, which means it's just one more escape to the ship, and that's going to be a GG. And there's the bow, right in time for Nitorific to finish up. Bow was over Dragon. Gravity Suit was required. That is go mode for Ikir. What he's going to do is bust out at the Meridia portal, fight Armos Knights for the second boss token, and then go finish up GT and then Mother Brain. What a way for this one to wind down, folks. Oh right, Ikir already killed Kraid for the second token. Forgot about that, so it is just GT. GT, Ganon, and Mother Brain. Although this time with 12 hearts blue male, so in a much less dangerous situation than Nitorific had to deal with. Also Buttersword. Nitorific did not need the bow because he mimic clipped through the top of GT, and that is going to be GG's for Nitorific, who finishes this race in first on Restream, and that's going to be second overall with a time of 2:27.33. A very GG's to Neaterific. First place was actually Lack Attack with a time of 2:21:14, and Neaterific finished just 5 seconds ahead of Cade Apologies, I'm probably going to butcher this. 5 seconds ahead of Cade Rukawa with a time of 2:27:38. We are joined in the booth by Neaterific. GG's to you. Congrats on second overall.
GG.
This was definitely a Mimic Clip seed, agreed?
I don't know. Other people finished, so maybe the bow wasn't all that far out of the way, but...
We literally just found it about 2 minutes ago. It was above Dragon.
Oh, that's gross.
Yep, it's behind the hook shot. It
Yeah.
pretty much had to be at this point, because by the time we got to Hookshot Cave, it was actually last location.
Oh. Jeez.
Yeah, so much...
Sorry, I just want to say, required GT big chest.
Yep. And this was, and we saw you have a bit of a hiccup there with the crystal count in front of GT.
Well, I thought about it. Said, why would GT require more crystal than a non-fast Ganon? That makes no sense. So I just bailed after the mids. Turns out you needed the crystal.
Indeed, yeah, because the other crystals, you weren't getting... you could have gotten the other crystals beyond that point after Titan's Mitts.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Because you would have had to... No, wait. No, time out for a second. Ice and... never mind. Ice and... because Gravity locked Bow, Pod's crystal was out of play. No, Pod was a pendant. What am I saying?
Yeah.
Quake was in Mire too, so... Yeah, never mind. I think you actually had to go get that.
You could have... after the mids IP and... yeah, Ice Palace was available now. That's
true. Ice Palace was not hook locked because of the key layout. But yeah, no. This seed was a mess, and this was a 0 Ganon 2 GT 2 Super Metroid boss seed.
Yeah, very little Super Metroid. When I saw Varia on Laser Bridge, I almost bailed. But I said, wait a minute, that's bait.
Good call on your part, because yeah...
That is bait.
Yeah, your Mimic Clip basically decided the race between you and Ike here, because he picked up Bow literally as you were finishing up Mother Brain.
Oh.
But
well,
yeah.
I'm always happy to skip Bow whenever possible.
Believe me, if any other runner did that, they're probably feeling the same way.
Yeah, it's because normally it's really rare that, well, before the new settings in SMZ3 that you were able to skip Bow, because having a pendant Eastern and Pod was very unlikely. But now with reduced requirements and shuffled, tokens, can't happen.
Yeah, both of you did Bowless Armos Knights for the big key.
For the life of me, I don't remember what's the fastest. I thought it was a blue boomerang, but then the sword beam killed them way faster. I don't know.
I think Fighter Sword is actually the fastest of the low-end weapons, because I think blue boomerang it's 48 hits per Armos Knight, or 48 or 20. It's an obnoxiously high number regardless. Ike here went with Master Sword.
Yeah, when I use my potion today, I'm going to use the beams, and then they died pretty fast.
Yeah, chat's confirming it's 48 boomerang hits per Armos Knight. Yikes.
How many sword beams? I guess as many fighters sword swing. Unless...
Honestly, I'm not particularly sure. Chat would be the better one to answer that one. But yeah, there was... I really can't say much else besides that Morph Ball. Just that Morph Ball.
Yeah. I was gonna say skipping Swamp or Well, skipping ice would have been a thing, but swamp gave me tempered, which made Ganon a lot less scary.
Indeed, and Buttersword was... I think Buttersword was also in Meridia.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Meridia
Meridia...
normally has nothing.
Yeah, Meridia was pretty loaded this seed. Of course, this having said that, Super Metroid was mostly deleted anyway.
Yeah.
You literally just had to dip in it for Mirror, and that was about it. And then eventually Bow after Gravity.
What is gravity? Oh yeah, Hookshot Cave.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't do anything with gravity without Morph anyway.
Exactly. So, you still had to finish Trinex first.
Yeah.
Green pen and Total Rock, folks. But yeah, we're about to see from Ganon here where the silvers actually were. Because yeah, you got through the whole seed bolus, which definitely props to you on that front.
I hadn't Mimic Clip in so long, I forgot how to do it in the first room. You actually have to hold down instead of up, counterintuitively, for the first Mimic Clip.
Nope. Akir took a... Ikir, sorry. My bad. Ikir took a Ganon hug there, and is down to 4 hearts. Does have blue goo just in case. Not too bottle-starved this seed. You had a couple.
3, in fact. Well, 1 I was a bit out of the way, but yeah.
Interestingly, silvers are in Brinstar somewhere. Probably Red Tower, because we saw Ikir pretty much clear out the rest of Brinstar, minus that. And to answer your question, chat, half magic was above the Etikun pit. So yeah, Ikir's gonna have no trouble with this fight, barring taking a hit to a fire bat.
Until my last race, I thought when you get hit by a Ganon fire bat, all you have to do is let go of your D-pad and you won't be bounced around, but I was bounced into a hole.
Oh dear.
Without holding anything. That was weird. Because that was my strategy normally. Oh, bat's gonna hit me, let go. And then you just bounce in place, then you can't move again.
Oh, chat's confirming Buttersword was behind Kraid, and Kraid was another, yeah, as you revealed, Kraid was the other, another one of the other boss tokens.
Yeah, it was Phantom token.
I'm calling them Torian tokens until further notice, because it rolls off the tongue better. But that is a single G for Ikir. He will now go ahead and proceed directly to Mother Brain. But yeah, for the first time I've seen random requirements, this has been a roller coaster of a seed. I was thinking that after seeing Zero Crystal Ganon, that this was actually going to be closer to a Jet Seed. Boy, was I proven wrong.
Oh, jeez. Don't get fooled by lower requirements.
Clearly the story of this seed. But yeah, the only 2 things Super Metroid was good for were Mirror and Bow. Everything else was pretty much optional that was found in Super Metroid. We found in Super Metroid Space and High Jump.
Not terribly useful.
Not really, yeah. Not a whole lot else to say between the 2 of you, because this seed was pretty linear, all things considering.
With a big detour with swamp and ice if you got baited by those.
Yeah, which you both did.
This was sub 2. If you just go straight to backdooring Phantoon after diving GT.
Well, Phantoon was
Oh, that's right.
Phantoon
That was a required bowless ice armors fight.
Yeah. So many good times.
I wasn't sure when I was doing it. Am I sequence breaking?
You know something? I had that same moment too, while Ikir was in Super Metroid after picking up Bo. I was like, wait a minute. Or not picking up Bo, after getting Morph Ball. I was like, wait a minute. Is Ice Armor's Bow required? Which it's not, as chat helped me out with that one. And then, because I was thinking we might have had a massive logic conundrum, at which point the only thing that could have had checks would have been behind Various Suit, which means Big Bird would be the only one who had checks. All right, Ikir's setting up for Baby now.
I'm not a big Super Metroid buff, but I always felt unequipping armor take more damage and re-equipping them for Mother Brain was a waste of time. Unless you go suitless. You could go suitless, I guess.
Well, this is for the baby more than anything. To get health down to 1 faster.
Yes, he's re-equipping. Like, are you really saving time when doing that?
Oop, no baby skip. Yeah, Ikir has the tools for baby skip, but unfortunately got bonked by the critters up top.
And I was reminded why I learned speed zip skip in the first place, because I hate menuing.
That's fair.
I have to unequip. Well, I could learn down back, but
yeah, the game was like teaspoon feeding you at that progression pretty much the entire game. Like, you barely got Dark World access after Tower of Hera. And Hammer
was, yeah.
And that just gave you Moon Pearl for Thieves Town for the glove, for the Titan's mitts. And then you could finally go to GT for the
hookshot,
for the ice rod and hookshot. Good grief. We're going to be talking about this one for a while, folks. All things considering, still sub 3 hours for an SMZ3 is still not too bad, but for reduced requirements, you would definitely have thought that would have been a little faster.
It was my dream go mode requirement. Morph Ball for go.
Yeah, that was that. I was saying actually at the start of the stream that Morph Ball Go, we might have a Morph Ball, not at the start of the stream, but like at Turtle Rock, I think, that we might have a Morph Ball Go mode scenario here. And turns out that was exactly what happened in your case. Take us through your mind when you did see Morph Ball on Trinex.
Well, this year was a roller coaster of emotions. First, I was not amused, and I was amused, and I was not amused, and I was very amused, so... I just went like, yep, of course. And more menuing.
Yeah. Ikir also checked Pedestal after Skull Woods and discovered that it was just super missiles, so nothing of importance there.
So did I, yeah. I was just curious, and I always check Ped when I'm on restream, you know, for chat.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the race time, and we've had a total of 10 participants today, but it looks like the Seed claimed a couple victims.
I don't blame anyone for forgetting that you can kill Ice Armors without the bow.
The sort of deleted Super Metroid reminds me a lot of, in the Metroid Prime 1 and 2 randomizer community, we're having a cross-game multi-world tournament right now, and we've had cases where one player's game has been basically deleted. Like, almost no major progression. Oop, that baby is in a really wonky spot.
You gotta be careful not to make one of the brain miss. Otherwise you're losing time.
Alright, Ike's just playing it safe here, not having any beams on the screen. Admittedly, I like the Hyper Beam better in Dread. But hey, it does the job here. Whoops. Missed a shot there.
It wasn't all quite red. Reminds me of classic Doom when you eat a really high damage shot, your screen goes entirely red, and you let go of the controls like, well, I'm dead. And then it fades and, oh, I'm still alive.
Oh my.
Yeah. Pretty rare though, but a little red.
Oh yeah, that is true. If you defeat Mother Brain, yeah, a little fun fact for Chad. If you kill Mother Brain first, the escape sequence, the explosions just stop when you get out back into Crateria. And you can keep the Hybrid Beam as long as you don't game transition.
Wonder if that breaks anything.
Chat's saying it makes Croc interesting. Unfortunately, we will not be seeing that today.
All right, well, thanks for having me. Tomorrow is work day, so good night, everyone.
Indeed, sleep well, Nito. And once again, GG's. Thanks for taking us through this roller coaster of a seed. And with that, folks, Ike here has just okay, there we go. Ike here has just finished up, and that will be GG's for Ike here, who finishes second on Restream, 5th overall with an official race time GG time of 2:44.42. GG's to both of our runners and to all of our runners who partook in this race this evening. Ike here joins us in the booth. GG to you.
Oh, thank you. That was a fun seed.
Oh yes, very, very interesting. Basically, deleted Super Metroid.
Pretty much. You could have gotten away with doing like 20 minutes of Super Metroid, and that's it.
Yeah. So what happened between the two of you? You were actually ahead going into GT because you had killed Blind on your first pass through Thieves Town.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Nidorific Mimic clipped, thereby skipping Need for Bow.
Yep. If you can Mimic clip the seed, this is a sub 2 hour seed. Easily.
Yeah. If you can Mimic clip and not get baited by Swamp or Ice. You both did that and tried to check Pyramid Fairy, which made perfect sense given the circumstances, but nope, Morph was just chilling on Trinex.
I've had Morph Ball at Pyramid Fairy before, that's why I was gunning for that once I saw 2 red crystals were doable. And I made the mistake of not checking Hookshot Cave when I was up in finding the Hookshot in GT, and that would have got me my Samari, because I'm like, I'm going to turn a rock if it's there. And it wasn't. I missed it.
Yeah, the GT requirements today were just nuts. Like 2 crystals for one thing, but Hookshot and GT Big Key leading to Ice Rod for Trinex and Hookshot Cave. Yeah, that was nuts.
I wonder how many people missed that Ice Rod there, because I got that Big Key and I was almost mirrored. I'm like, wait a second, I gotta check that. More ball could be in the big chest. That would be hilarious.
You did both get it on your first pass, thankfully, so you didn't have to double dip GT. Nidorific had to read the sign for crystal counts, realized he hadn't killed Blind yet, slashed his sword multiple times in frustration, went back to kill Blind and go to GT. But yeah, I'm looking at Nito's stream. His total time in Super Metroid is literally less than 25 minutes.
Yeah, that could easily be the case. Yeah, if I knew how to Mimic clip, I can usually get in the first room, but the second room always gets me. I can't do the big rooms. First room has a trick to it. I just, sub 2 easily. But yeah, the requirements are crazy. I saw that. It's like, okay, 2 bosses. Cool. I know, like, Eastern and Skull Woods are 2 of them. This means, like, hopefully Crane or Wreck Ship is one. And Crane ended up being the second one. So yeah, just tuck in there, kill him, go Mother Brain.
Yeah, Wreck Ship ended up being a blue crystal.
Yeah, Ridley was the other Super Metroid boss. So I was looking for Bo forever. He's like, I'm in Bo mode. Bo to climb GT, Bo to kill Eastern for my second Super Metroid boss.
Shoutouts to Meridia also having like everything else. I mean, you had Butter Sword on Kraid, but there was also like high jump boots were behind Crocomire. Space jump wasn't too far from that.
Space jump was in Billy Mays.
That's right. That's what
it
was.
I did the green Bren because I've been burned by that before.
But yeah, Ether and Mire were both, or Ether and Quake were both in Meridia.
Yeah, I was worried about that Quake because I could see Bo being in Mire.
We were too. We were like,
awesome.
At this point, after Morph Ball, Bo could literally have been anywhere.
Yep, except Bollock's side of pod. That's about the only place it couldn't be, and Elmasaur, and Arbor Knights. But yeah, anywhere else. But we're with North Bear first, just to see if I could find it there, since we got Varia like right before we got Morph Ball, and then went to Meridia and got lucky finding it there.
Yeah, Varion Laser Bridge was pretty funny. But yeah, I don't think I have anything else I'd like to ask regarding the seed. But yeah, again, GG's to you and Nito for still sub 3 hours for a normal difficulty seed, because normal difficulty can have logic all over the place.
Yeah, it can. I think at the end there we had everything to complete every dungeon, so it was easily. If it's for a normal 7-7-4 seed, it's probably still sub 3 for Neaterific, probably about 320, 315 for me.
Yeah, because after the bow, that was pretty much it.
Yep.
We had all the other Super Metroid gear.
Yeah, we got the Quake to get in the Mire out of already also, so that was the last piece. Yep, good seeing. Thanks for the commentary and the restream. Appreciate it. And the tracking.
Indeed, thank you for showing us this crazy seed tonight.
I'm sure it was a great one to see on restream.
Oh yeah, this is going to be one to remember for sure. Like, Morph Ball on Trinex is a rarity.
Oh yeah, very much so.
But with that said, folks, yes, once again, thank you to our runners Neaterific and Ike for their fantastic performance here tonight, and a thank you, folks, for watching the Super Metroid A Link to the Past Combo Randomizer Monday Night Weekly Race. We will be back on Sunday, and that race is normal logic again, 553. So, and fast Ganon. So 5 Crystal GT, 5 Crystal Fast Ganon, and 3 Super Metroid tokens. And then we've got Hard Key Sanity on tap. Unfortunately, it looks like that's not going to be restreamed next Monday. Ah, well. But with that said, folks, yes, thank you for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your night. And again, also thanks to my tracker, our tracker, Mad Ewok Herd, who has done a tremendous job tonight, especially with all the stuff found in A Link to the Past, pressing all the buttons, making sure everybody knows who has what. Thank you, folks, for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your night, and we will see you next mission. Take care, folks.